And welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name is John.
And I'm Kim.
And we thank you for stopping by on Hump Day.
Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. It got here so fast, didn't it, because of the holiday. I forgot it was Hump Day.
You know, but holiday weeks, somehow they seem more tiring.
They do, because we still work on holidays. So we took a break from the news on Monday night, though.
We did.
We didn't do the news.
We did.
But we had a fire, so we probably wouldn't even be able to do the news anyway. Looks like there was a collision with the ambulance responding at 9:29 p.m. this evening at Highway 12 at Wards Avenue. Let me see. Subject is conscious, but there was an ambulance responding, so I don't know the stage of injuries. This just came up on my feed.
Just came up on screen?
Yes. So let's hope that person is okay and the injuries are not too serious. Okay.
So what else did you cover today?
Well, it was our kids' first day back to school.
So we had to do some of that
school stuff. Yeah, the parenting stuff.
Parenting
stuff that I don't do often enough. Yes.
Do we have kids?
We forget about them. Sometimes poor kids are neglected.
They just kind of get mixed in with everything else.
And they had a great time. Our younger one I don't know about. I think it's going to take a little while to get used to it. He's in first grade, but they started him in second grade level. So he's just like, whoa, this is... What's up with these? What do you mean I have to write paragraphs? I could barely write a sentence. So that may not work. I don't know. But anyway, our new 6th grader, Granger, had a wonderful day, didn't he?
He did.
So back to school time for everybody.
Back to school.
Yes.
Now, the kids complain about it, but I'd like to go back to school.
Oh, not me. I have no desire to go back to school unless it's like photography or something fun like that.
Oh, because it would be... it would be relaxing. I think I'm just going to
go... Yeah, you'd be relaxed to go back to school.
Just going to go get some student loans, go back to the dorm.
Yeah, go hang out with the people in the dorm, okay.
Yeah, it's... somehow I have a funny feeling I wouldn't fit in, though.
I don't know. Did you see the remarks? We have the... I'm getting the press releases, as I did with the Democratic National Convention. I'm also getting them from the Republican Convention. And we have Sarah Pollin's remarks from this evening. Did you see that up? That I have that up already?
No.
Yes.
You know what? We better.
I get since we're with the media, we get the media attention.
Pulling this, I gotta hide that. Huh?
Yes.
Did you stop yours?
Looks like mine's already stopped, isn't it? No.
There we go. Hopefully didn't mess up our audio here.
Okay. All right. So we have her remarks. Her speech tonight is up on thepinetree.net. You can also watch the Republican convention. It keeps
live as it goes. Huh?
Well, actually, and when it's over, you hit play. You can watch it again. So,
kind of like us.
Yes, because last night's was up, still running all day today. If you played last night's,
right?
Yes, kind of like us. Same thing. Yes.
If people they can just watch us over and over and over again, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So,
would they want to watch us over and over and over again?
We got the cause of the fire that actually engulfed, let me see, it was that the fire occurred over in Tuolumne County, 8900 French Flat Road in Tuolumne County, Tuesday, September 2nd. Ended up completely destroying a double-wide motorhome and also burned 2 acres of vegetation. There was a fatality, but that name has not been confirmed yet. The gentleman's name has not been confirmed.
We did hear
a sheriff's release
that
it has not been confirmed.
Okay.
We received this evening. That it has not been confirmed.
There was a fatality. Was a cigarette.
The cause was a cigarette.
They suspect to be a cigarette
burns on a mattress. So
yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to that family. And when we receive the person's name, we will of course release that. But that has not been confirmed as of this evening. So we did receive 2 fire reports today from CAL FIRE on that fire. The first was under investigation. The second one we received later in the afternoon, which was updated that the cause was a cigarette. Of course, it's probably hard to determine a cause when you have all that ash and simply rummaging through to figure it out, I would imagine. So.
Yeah, we heard earlier they're actually sifting through it with screens and
it
stuff.
says there appear to be no signs of foul play. The victim in this case has not positively been identified. Okay. Additional follow-up is being conducted by the coroner's division to confirm the victim's identity.
All right.
Our thoughts and prayers
to the family. That's
Yes. Tonight's news is sponsored by Mark Twain and St. Joseph's Hospital. Thank you very much.
And also, believe it or not, their teddy bear
clinic. I was
teddy bear clinic is getting ready again.
Yes. Their second year in a row. Which
now this will make you want to go back to be a kindergarten.
Yes, it's fun. I think I'd like to do that tour again. Don't you think? That was fun last year we went. Great success, great hit with all the kindergartners. They got to pretend to be doctors for the day, right?
Yeah.
Nurses, whatever and it was just absolutely marvelous. And they fed them lunch and got to go to watch how X-rays were taken, how blood was drawn, all that fun stuff. So got the fire. Remember all the fire emergency personnel there, and that's coming up in October. So, Bret Hart cross country started today.
Everything's starting up.
I know.
Soccer, the boys' soccer, they're down playing Mariposa.
Yes.
So
Evan's past youth soccer leagues has their first game this Saturday. Games this Saturday.
The Toy on that side, they started last weekend, I believe.
Did they? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They started last weekend. Yes.
So
much to keep up with. We had a COG meeting this evening. At 6:30.
And they had some good stuff on there. We didn't get to the COG, did we?
No, we didn't.
Tyler, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Tomorrow, Bret Hart has a girls' golf match. Let me see. Today was also the Calaveras Grown Farmers Market in San Andreas. There's also a car wash to benefit Avery Middle School advanced band tomorrow. Bret Hart boys soccer, a GABA mixer tomorrow evening at 5:30 at the Snowflake Lodge in Arnold. Looks like that's all that's going on tomorrow.
That's it for tomorrow?
Yes. Oh, we have a planning commission meeting in the morning, don't we?
Yes. And just want to say that, that's one of the things that I probably personally haven't covered enough.
Yeah, we're always busy.
So,
just
we're going to start.
We have two of us and one part.
So we're going to try doing better on planning commissions.
Yes, we are. We're going to start doing. But we're trying to do better, right?
Now, do you want to do the Mr. Stinky article?
You can. This is our second Mr. Stinky article that we received. The first one was from the Pine Tree Peddler, and this one is from our ever so popular Mr. Ken Churches.
Now, I haven't read the comment on this one.
It was from Mike Neal, saying how much he enjoyed it.
Fall seems to be the time when wild animals want into human-built structures such as crawl spaces, attics, sheds, and eaves. Here are several suggestions on how to discourage uninvited animal guests from making themselves at home in your home. Animals can be discouraged from staying in many of the same ways you might discourage dreaded human guests. In a nutshell, provide no food, make your life miserable, and then make it easy for them to leave.
Okay, so when we have company, we just don't wash the sheets, we don't have anything in the refrigerator, company that we don't want.
That's what we're trying to do with our oldest, because he's not quite 18 yet. Oh, wait, he's 11. Is that something? So we...
No, we don't do that yet. No.
Many times, homeowners unwittingly provide food for wild animals. Is your pet food outside? Put it in the house. Are there bags of oats or corn in the shed? Store them in animal-proof containers. Are bird feeders accessible lunch counters for mammals too? Make feeders impossible to access except by fly-in diners. Make it intolerable for furry guests to stay 1 minute longer. Use a combination of bad odors, loud noises, and bright lights to inspire animal exodus.
It could be worse than Mr. Stinky. I don't know how you can beat that.
Well,
I don't even want to go there. Let's not.
Okay, we don't want to go there. Then, yes. All right. Try placing ammonia-soaked rags.
You're going to get him back with your stinky.
Yes. Try placing ammonia-soaked rags in the corner of the attic, crawl space, or shed.
Okay.
Or use mothballs.
All right.
Both are noxious smells to animals. Leave a radio.
Great idea.
Leave a radio turned to a 24-hour station with loud music in their vicinity. Or you could have replays of the Calaveras County Nightly News.
Yes. Have you noticed we haven't had as many Mr. Stinkies here as we did in Arnold?
We're staying away from the stinky stuff.
Is it not that time of year yet?
We're just staying away from it.
Well, when did the stinkies come out of an Arnold? Wasn't it like all summer? I can't remember.
I've seen them here as well.
Well, I haven't smelled them as much. We used to smell them every night, remember? They were spraying every night.
You're interrupting my reading.
I'm sorry.
Yes. All right. Leave a radio turned to a 24-hour station with loud music in their vicinity, or we mentioned this program would probably do
Yes,
this as well.
exactly. Turn Mr. Stinky
Yes,
away.
it would. It was like, oh, not John anymore. No, I'm leaving. Okay. Or keep a bright light on in the space. How do you know if your furry guests have vacated the premises? Listen for sounds of animals moving about. Sprinkle flour on the ground outside, the one opening left unclosed. Check for tracks leading out.
Okay, all right.
Or cover the opening with a light plastic that the animal can break through when it leaves. Or construct a one-way door over the opening that allows the animals to check out, but never...
Check in.
Right.
No vacancy. No vacancy here. Right.
Once they have hightailed it out of there,
I love
close
this
off
story.
openings so they can't return. Kind of like dating? Is that some of the... Is it essential? It's essential that you are certain the animals have left before you seal off any openings, change the locks, or otherwise these animals may starve to death and then you will end up with a big odor problem.
Yes, worse.
Rather than kill
A
wild
bigger
animals
stinky
by
problem.
trapping or live trapping and relocating, it may be better in the long run to make the space inhospitable to wild house guests.
Okay.
So, there's more of it. Should we read?
If you'd like to continue, we'll have a whole lot to talk about this evening. So,
In general, in dealing with unwanted wild animals as well as house guests, it is best to wait until they have moved off on their own accord before sealing openings under eaves or porches.
okay.
If the creatures are doing no harm, a little patience on your part will reduce the stress for all involved. It
Thank
was
you,
a serious
Ken.
piece.
Very serious. Thank you, Ken, for always
It was,
sending
and
these
thank you.
wonderful articles to us every week. It's so kind. So kind. And we have the fire report in for the fire that broke out in Chinese camp yesterday afternoon, which was actually just a spot fire.
Right.
Ended up being the cause of fire was a bird flying into power lines that caused a little spot fire. Did you know that?
And was that the bird that you had chased out of your house previously?
Oh.
No. Okay.
We have just learned. We said that fire broke out yesterday morning about 11:40 a.m. at Highway 49 in Sims near Chinese camp, and thank goodness it was just a small spot fire. They had it contained very quickly, but the cause was a bird flying into power lines. Interesting, isn't that? Something kind of exciting coming up. We've actually had some comments on this. The Calaveras County Sheriff's Office and the Calaveras County Office of Emergency Services
Yes.
will be participating in an emergency preparedness fair. The fair will be held at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is located at 400 Bret Hart Road in Murphys, and the fair will be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on September 13th, Saturday, September 13th. The theme of the fair is, In a Disaster, Will You Panic or Will You Prevail? There will be reps from the Calaveras County Search and Rescue Team, Sheriff's Marine Unit, Calaveras County Sheriff's, and Office of EOS. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead
right.
with
I
your...
want to mention one little thing on our sheriff's logs. Sheriff's logs, we try to post those as soon as we can get to them. Occasionally
we're slacking.
and I need to be less slacky
John needs to sleep at
on
least an
these.
hour
I
a
need
night,
to sleep,
right?
be less slacky on these. But
Yes.
one of the things we've tried to do is a little change over the last 6 months. They do have them on the Calaveras County website, but only like 3 days worth.
Yeah, they don't.
So they don't
They don't put them
archive.
up on the weekends. No.
So one of the things, and they also don't put them up on the weekends. One of the things we've tried to do on sheriff's logs as well as board of supervisors meetings,
Mhm.
of which we have the video that'll be up later of yesterday's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But we also have restored the sheriff's log link on our menu on the left-hand side of our screen. If you look at it, if you look at our webpage there, and we have logs going back. In fact, our producer Ed Lark doesn't like for me to scroll or show on this, but I think this one is a little bit illustrative.
We have a lot, right?
Yes. So
We're
let's.
doing
So
this
if you're
sheriff's
looking
logs for a
at
long
sheriff's
time.
logs, okay, here we go.
There you go.
Now, this thing is
Does not
still
wanna turn
pulling.
off.
Does not want to turn off. You know what? I'm gonna have to read off your screen. I'm just gonna turn the whole browser off there. I don't want to mess this up
My
anymore.
screen?
Well, or this one.
Oh.
Okay. Now, as you notice, we have September 3, 1, 2, 3 for the 2008 Sheriff's Logs right up here. But the interesting thing, if you want to know what the miscreants were up to,
Yes.
going back all the way The first sheriff log we have. Now, this is
Wow.
long scrolling.
2006.
February 17th of 2006. So if you want to go back and look and see what they were up to in February 17th of 2006.
Yes.
As an example, why, let's look at it.
Okay.
Here we go. Now, this
I can
is
see it.
this is ancient news. Now, but it probably will look very much like now.
Yes,
All right.
exactly.
The difference on the logs then is they actually include the officer's name.
Oh,
They do not now.
there's public intoxication. in
Public
Wilseyville.
intoxication, Wilseyville. That could be happening currently as well. Let's see.
Forgery, identity theft. Theft of CDs and stereo from cars.
Now it would be iPod.
Okay,
Even
yes,
in the
exactly.
last
Alarm
2
sounding,
years.
Hold up alarm from bank. Oh,
And one nice thing is there was only one page. Oh no, there is 3 pages. So let's go to the next one here. Let's see. Forgery. There was a vehicle code violation.
found burned sweatshirt, fireworks, and cigarettes on school playground. That's not good. And
So-
McCollum Hill on Elementary. All
Somebody
right.
was upset about something, huh?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hopefully it wasn't the elementary students that were smoking.
Disturbance. Female subject banging on door.
Okay.
Attempt to get into establishment. There we go. There was a firearm discharged. Let's go to page 3.
I saw something about some cows. There were some cows loose.
Gunshots heard in the Mountain Ranch area. Vandalism.
Okay, John, that's enough. We're boring people to death.
Well, just wanted to know that you can go back and
As far as
basically
2006,
read
our
every
sheriff's log.
sheriff log. So, in an interesting note, as a homework assignment, why wouldn't somebody go back and read every log for every day? See, that way you could just really, you would really have a flow of the crime that's happened for the last like 3 years, right? You could just get into the.
Yes.
In fact, you could probably predict it.
Yes,
You would
probably
know.
could.
You would know with empirical when crime was going to peak, based on weather conditions,
Yes,
based
exactly.
on.
Doesn't it peak when it's warmer?
It does when it's warmer.
Or why is that?
People
They
are
get
kind of cranky,
because they're hot.
but also they're outside. They tend to be partying, drinking beverages to cool off,
All right. Okay.
right?
I don't go outside during the day, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, you wouldn't know.
Too
So this
hot.
is all. And if you want a little bit of lighthearted and somewhat serious reading, normally we try to do just straight up news pieces. I mean, just.
Are you talking about
down
your
the
Board of
middle.
Soups meeting yesterday?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but you got some quite.
I have to.
I think a lot of people got a laugh out of that, didn't they?
I know, but I have to.
But it is a very serious situation. Not to make light of it.
But we
The
did.
sign issue in downtown.
But we did. We made light of it.
Well, yeah, but we do know that it is a serious situation.
Oh, of course we do.
Of course we do. We're not
Yeah.
taking it lightheartedly. But John went to the meeting and was very frustrated, right? Sitting there for 2 hours. I think a lot of people probably were, right?
I would assume so. Now,
Okay.
can I read part of it?
Sure, go ahead. Read
Did
the
I
article.
didn't read that last night, did I?
No, I don't know. You just talked about the meeting. You hadn't done. You finished your article this morning. You remember you saved it and you lost it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So you had to rewrite it.
So I had to rewrite it, and I was not a happy.
That happens. Been happening quite a bit on you
Oh,
lately.
well, I made some
What's up with
changes
that?
to our browser, and we'll get on that tomorrow. There's a new browser out called Chrome from Google,
Okay.
which I've been playing with a little bit. It's a very, very, very cool browser.
There you go.
It's a very, and there's now 18 comments on this. This isn't anything like the whole community development thing where there'd be hundreds, but there's just a little bit of repartee.
So what is your title?
Now, this was my title. Usually we don't
This
do satire.
So people
Some
know
people may think that
this
we
is
do
in regards
satire
to
more than we do.
is in regards to the Murphy Sister Hotel
It is.
requesting a neon sign,
Right.
and it hasn't been
He's been
decided
she's
or
been
not.
starting down this road about 17 months. The Planning Commission has approved it just recently. There is an appeal
Okay.
of it, or is there? We don't really know, but there probably is. Anyway, to appeal or not to appeal? That was the question. Or was it? Give me a double variance on the rocks now. Now, this is not a pick on any of the
No.
supervisors. It is really not. But this is one of those things where county government and government speak,
This is very serious
legalese,
stuff, too. this neon
legalese,
sign.
all this other stuff. They spoke for like an hour and a half on Tuesday, and during that time, I think as a panel, and probably even county council, and Mr. Jones will probably correct me and chastise me if I say this, but I don't know if any of them knew what train of thought they were trying to follow during
Probably because
this.
they'd never had this discussion before.
Oh, this was just, it was really, if you heard that whole thing about who's on first and what's on second and I don't know who's on third, that had nothing on this. I mean, it was basically to where, basically there was a motion before the board to vote on whether to allow a directive by a supervisor on a planning issue. That was voted down 3-2.
Okay.
Supervisor Tryon stated something that it was voted down by a voting block. There was the voting block that people were alluding to during the community development era.
Okay.
It wasn't that kind of voting block, but
Okay.
coincidentally it was the same three supervisors,
Okay.
but it was in no way related
Okay.
to that. I mean,
Okay.
it just how people voted. But it was just bizarre. So you had all these little undertones, all these little currents and back and stuff. And I guess my thing is because the Dorian and Beth from the Murphy's Historic Hotel were there, and I went back to Dorian and I says, "You have to name a drink for this," because this thing was like, it reminds you of like Carmel in the '80s when Clint Eastwood got elected because they wouldn't allow ice cream or something in Carmel, right?
Exactly.
They didn't want to have ice cream cones sullying their pristine downtown. But there's all kinds of layers to this thing, and it was just really
Yeah,
bizarre.
because there's no ordinance that says that they can't. But then again, if you allow one, everybody else
but then
is
there
gonna
was
want
stuff
one.
coming out of left field because then they thought they were there. So basically, Dorian, they showed up. Really, the item on the agenda today, on that day, really didn't need discussion from them. So they probably showed up.
for no reason.
Yeah, we'll read like couple minutes of this. This is Murphy's Historic Hotel's new signage was back before the board this morning, or was it? It was an interesting discussion, to say the least. Supervisor Tryon wanted the board to review the Planning Commission's decisions to allow the replacement of the dying tree, an existing sign holder, with a new sign pole and neon sign very similar in appearance to the existing sign, with the addition of a small neon adult beverage glass affixed to the top of it, similar to the 1940s one. All right. And then we went into all things where, because this was in his district and he brought the motion, would he have to recuse himself? So, was it an appeal? Could Supervisor Tryon vote on it, or would he have to recuse himself? But then they argued about would he have to recuse himself for just the vote on Tuesday or all subsequent votes if they saw this again. So there was like a half hour taken up on recusement.
Okay.
All right. And then it kind of got bogged down on what exactly were they voting on?
Okay.
That kind of got lost in it. Would a formal appeal have to be filed, which it probably will? Then Public Works came in and kind of out of the side and said that would Public Works permit the sign anyway?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, is
Would
it going to
they?
be allowed anyway? Does
Maybe
the
not.
hotel have an encroachment permit? Does it apply to this existing non-conforming use? And this sign has been there for over 100 years. Would it need to be noticed? Would there need to be a formal publication of a public hearing on that?
On the cocktail glass.
That's
Yes.
still to be decided. Okay. Now, and then Supervisor Callaway even thought that anybody could file an appeal, so they even dragged Carol Gates, who was the board clerk, saying that she should have filed the appeal. So you could tell Carol was a little bit perplexed because normally she doesn't get drawn into the proceedings at all. And there was some good humor about it. It was there, and it was this: will this set a precedent? Will this be the end of Murphy's as we know it? Is there a voting block? If there is a voting block, was it the same voting block? No, it wasn't, but it was. Did today's action really have anything to do with the sign, or just matters how matters come before the board? Yeah, and then we went kind of sideways and said, how will Sarah Palin affect the election? You know, you started going off on tangents.
At the end, you said,
was it an illegal permit under county code? Is a bench permit a sign permit? What really was defeated 3-2? It really wasn't a block. It was just. But then we went off on this. Was it really just good publicity for the hotel?
Yes, exactly.
Because the Murphy's Hotel has never had so much publicity for a sign they haven't had to pay for yet. Exactly. It doesn't even exist, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's really good PR. So then we got, conspiracy theory. Is the public spat between Supervisor Tryon and Dorian really a ruse? Is he actually giving him drinks just to keep Murphy's Hotel on the news? Which we doubt, but it's possible.
It's not really funny. This is a very serious issue, but John made it.
Yeah,
he made me kind of a funny, and people enjoyed it. Of course, I haven't read all 18 comments.
But then the other one
Some people probably didn't enjoy it.
Was this Ray Waller's fault?
Oh, and then somebody said,
could it be Stephanie's fault?
They go to the Pine Tree for the laughs, and go to the other places for the real news. Right. Yeah, that was a real nice comment.
We would agree with them right now.
Yeah,
because
of course.
Was this
we
and then
real news. We don't.
It is.
This is just a hobby, right?
Supervisor Calloway also has Supervisor Calloway. If those have followed the board, she detests addendums.
Okay.
That's
we
where we got
into.
Pretty
quick.
Agenda? What is an agenda item?
So then at the end you said, "Bring me a what? A double variance now." What did you say on the rocks?
My head hurts. I need a variance on the rocks. Make it a double.
Make it a double.
We'll see if the Murphy's Hotel actually comes out with a drink called a variance.
Yes, they might.
They might.
I
mean, because they could use it.
There's one quick thing I wanted to say before the evening's news is over. 119 students were named to the Columbia College's Dean List for spring of 2008 semester. We have the students listed on thepinetree.net. We'd like to congratulate all of the students.
Very nice. Very much, and have a great night, and we'll see you back tomorrow. And I promise I won't go off on tangents on sign issues.
Good
night.